Hello there guys and welcome back to my channel for yet another what we really learned from the last Chelsea game, this time from Chelsea 3, West Ham 0. And what a weird game that was. At the end of the day, I'm super happy. We're going into Christmas at least 5th, not lower down the table, it's not looking awful. And it's alright, you know, we move. But the game was super strange. We started off so well, got a goal and everything, even though we had that injury for Ben Chilwell. Of course, there is an injury update about him in this stream by myself, if you haven't heard about it just yet. But the longer the game went on in the first half, the worse we got. And it was honestly a nightmare. The start of the second half was kind of along the same lines. And then Tammy Abraham popped up and at least turned into a striker that actually scores goals. And not just one, but two. To actually make it a very comfortable victory in the end. Of course, if you're new here, if you're watching this right now, first of all, I do appreciate it. I do massively appreciate it. Everyone that is tuning in and everyone that is watching right now. But if you are new here, please be sure to subscribe. That would be massively appreciated if all of you could do that. We're still, you know, on that road to 7,500 subscribers, on that road to 8,000 subscribers. Slowly but surely we're getting there. Every day a couple more, so let's keep it going. And if you are new here, please be sure to subscribe. Smash that like button right now, whether you're watching it right now or whether you're watching this as a video later on. Smash the like button. It helps me push these videos out to more people, and it just makes me even happier than I already am after yesterday's result. So that's that. And let's talk about the game more. Of course, I'm Sudan. How you doing, bro? I hope everyone else that's here is doing well too. Of course, if you don't know about this and how I basically handle my live streams, what I do is I talk through things, but I also get all of your questions involved. So everything you have to say, everything you have to ask, just put it down in your chat. It's going to be super interactive. So make sure everything you have to say, you do put in the chat, because otherwise that's just going to be a waste. So let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game and let's get the lineup up that we started the game with, I would say. Let's do that. It seems a bit laggy right now. Don't know why it's laggy, but it seems a little bit laggy. Nothing else open, so it should be okay. It might be a bit laggy when I get the lineup up now, but I think we'll be okay. So let me get that lineup up. It was, of course, Edouard Mendy in goal, even though there was a couple of other interesting choices by Frank Lampard that I think a lot of us didn't quite see coming, in all honesty. But we had Zouma and Thiago Silva as the centre-back partnership. Ben Chilwell started at left-back, but had to come off after 10 minutes already. Azpilicueta started at right-back for the injured Reece James. Of course, you know, we kind of expected that already. At least, thankfully, Reece James doesn't seem to be requiring surgery, but we'll have to wait and see how long he will actually be out for right now. Jorginho, very surprisingly to me, started as the DM and got a Kante as the right side of central midfielder. Mason Mount, of course, remained in the team. Timo Werner again on the wing, but it was understandable because neither Callum Hudson-Odoi nor Hakim Ziyech were fit to actually start the game. Hudson-Odoi at least making the bench, although he remained an unused sub, but Hakim Ziyech wasn't even in the squad. Christian Pulisic started again on the right, even though Werner and Pulisic interchanged a lot, but still Pulisic spent more time of the game on the right. And Tammy Abraham, again, somewhat surprisingly, started the game up top. And like I said in yesterday's live review already over on Blues Fans TV, it was a weird one. It was a really weird one because if you think about it, it was kind of just the opposite of the Everton game a couple of weeks ago or a week ago. It was literally the opposite. There we started awfully badly. We ended up giving that penalty away. We go 1-0 down and then we start to realize, oh, we're actually playing a game of football here. Let's start to do something. Okay, we didn't capitalize on it. We didn't score. We lost the game in the end. But we got better after the start of the game, right? Well, yesterday, we were really, really good at the start of the game. We got that goal through Thiago Silva, a wonderful corner again by Mason Mount. Thiago Silva, I mean, honestly, I think it was Jared Bowen, just horrendous defending. But still, Thiago Silva did well, perfect corner, smashed that in, honestly, so much power on that header. And we had other chances to score as well. But after the 20th minute or so, we just got worse and worse and worse. And it became all West Ham. You know, they even scored an offside goal early on. But to me, I'm not even saying we got lucky with that. Personally, in my opinion, I would say that was actually good defending because we held the line really well. No one moved, no matter what Declan Rice did, making that run, coming in, running out. No one moved. We kept the line. We played him offside. Perfect defending, if you ask me. Some people call it lucky. I think that was actually really good organisation, personally. But yeah, they had a couple of other dangerous moments. There was in the 30th minute, there was a goal ruled out by Jared Bowen for a foul on Thiago Silva, which personally, I'm actually not 100% sure whether that actually was a foul. I think we got a little bit away with that, quite frankly. But yeah, for the rest of the first half, it was just a nightmare, honestly. We couldn't get a hold of the ball, and whenever we did, we lost it straight away immediately. We were really struggling. after the first 20 minutes where we were actually brilliant. I was watching, I was like, bloody hell, where's that been for the last 2 games? And we have more people tuning in. I love that from all of you guys. If you're watching this right now, make sure you smash the like button. Farcard saying, do you think Hakim will start against Arsenal? I think he has to. I'm not sure. I guess it depends on his fitness situation. Obviously, it's difficult to judge from this point. Frank Lampard, as far as I'm aware, will have a press conference tomorrow. So maybe he'll give us a bit more of an update. But even that is 2 days, 3 days to go until the game. So I'm not sure how much we can actually read into that press conference even tomorrow. TK13 saying, watching Thiago Silva defend is just brilliant. The guy is always one step ahead. Leader, organizer, calm in possession, and world-class distributor. I could not agree more, TK13. I could not agree more. And Farcard with another question, would you take Depay in the January market for €5 million? For €5 million, obviously, yes, please, get him in right now. Don't know where we'd play him, frankly. I mean, you could use him as a wing, even though he spent the last few years at Lyon kind of as a centre-forward. But still, you know, you take it. You'll take it. I'll be very happy with it. It was a foul. He tried to head the ball away, but he got pushed. Yeah, but I think it was a bit soft. Especially, Thiago in the end held his chest as if he got like almost punched when there was no contact on his chest at all. I mean, I'll take it, right? And I can understand why you'd give the foul, but I think it's a soft one anyway. So I think I could definitely see it still be given. That's why VAR didn't overturn it, because it wasn't a crazy mistake. But I could still have seen the goal given personally. But yeah, Depay for €5 million, I didn't even know that was a thing that was possible to get him for €5 million. If that's a thing, get him right now, immediately. I know he did well for Manchester United, but the guy's improved tremendously. The guy's improved tremendously, matured tremendously. And it's just, you know, good. It's just good. Real reason saying the fashionable thing is to bash Jorginho, but he was not bad yesterday, shaking my head. Yeah, exactly my thoughts. Exactly my thoughts. He did make mistakes. I think every Jorginho fan can admit that. He had moments that he should have dealt with better. But in general, he was really, really good, actually, I thought. The first 20 minutes, and people just forget that because obviously the game goes on and then we struggled. But the first 20 minutes, he was the ticking point of the team. He was the best player on the pitch, quite frankly. And he was playing brilliant balls. He was doing brilliant things, winning tackles, being in the perfect positions. It's probably brilliant. But you know, as the game went on, the way West Ham kind of moved things around, pressing in a 4-4-2 with Mark Noble and Sebastian Haller, and kind of just pressing in and around him. Then he dropped back between the centre-backs, which some people criticise, which I understand why he did it, because he had 2 people on him, and no matter who you are, you don't have 2 people on you and find good passes continuously anyway. So he had to drop deep, which obviously stopped us in the build-up play. And the problem was we didn't have any number 8s that were actually press resistant and could turn, pass, run. I mean, Mason Mount can do that, but doesn't do it all the time. He likes to find a ping pass, which wasn't yet quite the game for it most of the time yesterday. When Mateo Kovacic came on, it took a little while, but after 5 to 10 minutes, it actually started to get really good. And, you know, that changed everything and made everything easier. And in the end, helped us to get our goals. Tahar Deb saying, what's wrong with Werner? Mate, I have absolutely no idea what's wrong with that dude. You know, you guys know that I've been quite critical of him quite a few times. But in my opinion, rightly so. At this point, I'm kind of getting bored of criticising him, because I'm just sat there like, bro, can you do anything? Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust the brightness here. Which is kind of difficult when you're trying to use a computer mouse on your thigh. Because, you know, that's how we have to move. That's how we have to move. But yeah, Werner's a bit of a weird one. We'll talk about him, but I won't go too crazy about it today because, hey, it's getting a bit boring now and I'm just basically repeating myself. Our intensity dropped yesterday because of the fullbacks, but they still done the job. Yeah, I mean, our intensity certainly dropped, but if you think about it, we had Chilwell and Reece James in the last 2 games, and the intensity yesterday for the first 20 minutes was certainly about 15 times higher than it ever was against Everton or Wolves. So, you know, that's that. Farcard saying, Haller was so rubbish yesterday, made it so much easier for us. Imagine Antonio played instead. I don't think Haller was rubbish, but I think they just didn't help him because they played long ball after long ball after long ball, but no one was there to pick up the balls. Whether he won the duel or not, there was no one there to win up the dangerous second balls. They won the second balls for a while, but always way too far from the goal to actually threaten us with anything. But certainly Antonio would have, of course, been more dangerous for us. Kovacic rested for Arsenal is a great thing. I don't know why Kovacic needed to be rested when he didn't start. Did he start against Everton? Yeah, he did. But he didn't start against Wolves. So Kovacic being rested when we had 6 days off and now have another 6 days off, I don't buy that personally. I'm not sure it was a rest. I think it was just a weird decision by Frank not to start Kovacic personally. But ladies and gentlemen, we have more and more people tuning in, which I do appreciate, which I love, of course. If you're watching this right now, please be sure to subscribe and smash that like button. I see we only have 4 likes, so make sure you smash the like button. Go on then, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't cost you any money. It barely costs you any time, so you might as well, in my opinion. In my opinion, you might as well. Real Reason saying it's a good thing that we can have Werner and Kai flop, so to speak, and we're still having a pretty good season. I'm not sure about still having a pretty good season. We had some pretty good results for a while, but if you think about it, we also had quite a lot of bad results already this season. Otherwise, we wouldn't be, as far off top as we are. Shouldn't have drawn to West Brom. Shouldn't have drawn to Southampton, even though they're a good team. We shouldn't have drawn to Manchester United if VAR actually worked. We shouldn't have drawn to Spurs. We had the chances to actually win that game. We shouldn't have lost to Everton, and we shouldn't have lost to Wolves. That's 7 games that we should have done better in. So, I mean, of course, you could say, oh, that's winning every game then. Yeah, I get that. So, of course, it's not quite that easy. But we still shouldn't have dropped quite as many points. Who plays striker when Ziyech's fit? Right now, Tammy. In the future, the longer the season goes on, and hopefully Timo Werner actually finds his form, Timo Werner, depending on the opponent to some extent. Do you genuinely think we can beat Arsenal? Because I think if form goes out the window, of course, I think we can beat Arsenal. Do I think we will beat Arsenal? Yes, I do, but I think it will be really difficult, and I wouldn't be totally surprised if we bought them. Just because, I mean, it didn't work for them against Tottenham, but the way Tottenham play is a completely different thing to how we play. The way Tottenham play, you can't really fault on the pressure because all you do is defend. So you can't really make, yeah, you can make mistakes, but it's a different kind of mistake to when you actually play on the front foot. And we will do that, so I just hope it goes well. And I hope N'Golo Kante doesn't slip again, because he did that against Arsenal last year for that stupid 2-2 equaliser, and he did that again yesterday, but thankfully Azpilicueta managed to make up for it. I thought Werner was a fast learner, not a slow learner. He was playing too cheaply. Not quite sure what you mean by cheaply, but I do agree to some extent that he's just not adapting quick enough. But even that, I don't even think he's necessarily playing all that badly. I mean, yeah, of course, missing all of the chances is affecting his confidence, and that's affecting all of his play. But I don't think the issue I have with Werner isn't that, he can't. I know that he can't pass, but that improves when he has form. His dribbling improves when he has form. But what I'm disappointed in is, especially when he was in good form, all of the misses that he had. And people say he keeps going. Yes, he keeps going, but he doesn't improve on it. Like, it's not like Werner misses 2 and then at least scores the next one and scores the next one. Werner has just missed the last 10 and not done anything after that. And that's the frustrating and worrying thing in my head. That's the one in my head. Good thing Tammy gave us 2 extra goals, for sure, Jessica, for sure. Why Man United fan get excited to be ahead of us the table by 1 point? They also have a game in hand, to be fair to them. Like, people take the piss out of Man United. They just bottled in the Champions League. I'd rather be a point behind them, even a game in hand, with a long season to go still, and still be in the Champions League, unlike them. So, that's that. I think Oba is injured and Gabriel is suspended. What do you think? Is Gabriel still suspended? I'm not sure whether he still is suspended, because they definitely didn't have a red card in the last game, and I don't know if his red card is a 3-match suspension or not. So I'm not sure. And I don't know if Aubameyang will still be injured. I will do that research tomorrow, so don't ask me these questions now. And he is saying he agrees with I am Zidane. Wouldn't call his performance a masterclass. He was definitely lucky to capitalise on other attempts, but he done well overall. Masterclass is setting the bar too low. Do we just continue the striker carousel? Who nails down the majority starts for you? It's a tricky one. And first of all, I want to get to this comment by Edias and obviously by I am Zidane early in the stream. I agree that Tammy Abraham got lucky to some extent, but I will get to what I thought was so brilliant about Tammy Abraham. And it isn't just the 2 goals he scored. Those just topped it off. But he gives us something that neither Tammy Abraham and that neither Timo Werner up top nor Olivier Giroud would ever possibly give us. I mean, Timo actually would, but not the mix of it. And Gabriel's not suspended. That's exactly what I thought. So, I think Tammy was genuinely brilliant, honestly. And as for who starts up top, I think, to be honest, because Giroud and Tammy are kind of go in form, off form, in form, off form. Sadly, Giroud because of his age, Tammy because of his inexperience. They can't keep this up consistently. So we'll have to always expect to change it until Timo Werner, if Frank ever does that, plays up top. Once he does that, and I'm hopefully he does well there and can keep form going, he will probably continuously be the striker, in my opinion. Jorginho was so poor, I disagree. He is in the side to play progressive passes, link up, but the guy just passes sideways and doesn't take risks. His quality of passes isn't good enough to open low blocks. Well, if you think about the first chance of the game that Timo Werner should have scored from, which was a wonderful pass over the top by Jorginho to Mason Mount, from just outside the box, perfectly lifted over the box with a bit of a curl as well, to perfectly curl around the defenders, perfectly to Mount, good cross in, Timo just stops moving. So all of your arguments were basically just cancelled there. I agree that he didn't do enough of it, but the problem is Jorginho plays so deep sometimes because people know what he does and he is so good at what he does that, you know, it's different. When Kante plays, they don't press him like that because they know we don't necessarily go through Kante that much. But when Jorginho plays, they know we go through him. So that's why they pressure him more. So that's why struggling. And obviously, if you're so deep, like he was between the centre backs, you're not going to be the guy to play the assist. Obviously, I mean, that's kind of what has to happen. Should give a chance to Billy Gilmore. He would help us. I mean, we won 3-0 yesterday, but I just think Kovacic should be playing. I don't understand why Kovacic isn't playing at the moment, honestly. With Kai Havertz being out of form, just play Kovacic. I like Jorginho. A lot of people know that, but I can't quite understand why he started yesterday over Mateo Kovacic, to be honest. Lamin saying, hello, how you doing, bro? Werner missing is unacceptable. Could not agree more. Do you want a left-footed centre-half like Laporte or Gabriel? I mean, we do have Malang Sarr. To be honest, I didn't even know Malang Sarr was left-footed. My bad. I should have known that. Ziyech fit or what is not happening? Don't know what what is not happening part means, but I mean, he is fit, he is back in training, but he wasn't quite fit to make the bench, so we'll see what happens exactly. I think he will be involved against Arsenal, but I don't think he'll start. Maybe he'll start though, maybe he'll start so. And everyone that's here right now, please be sure to subscribe. That'd be massively appreciated from all of you. And get all of your questions in, get all of your thoughts in, and then in a second I will talk about Tammy Abraham, and also be sure to smash the like button right now. That would genuinely be massively appreciated. Hey guys, drop a like for this amazing content, haha. Exactly. Tomori can play left centre back. Tomori can do a lot of things, but boys, I don't really know why you're crying about this because, hey, isn't Thiago Silva bloody doing enough for you? We should have kept at least one of Loftus-Cheek or Barkley. I think we're one attacking midfielder short. I completely agree with this, but that just shows that I don't think Frank planned to play this formation in a weird way. I'm a Timo fan, but I honestly can't defend him anymore. It's getting humiliating. It honestly does. It honestly does. But let's talk about Tammy Abraham. Let's talk about Tammy Abraham because there's a lot of things I want to talk about. Tammy Abraham currently offers us a mix that none of the other strikers do. Look at that chance that Timo Werner had, but Werner just lied down on the floor. You could argue that Tammy should have crossed the ball earlier, but that kind of transition moment, Mount plays a beautiful ball out to the right for Tammy. Tammy uses his pace, gets up top, and whips it a beautiful. Considering that guy's a striker, that's an unbelievable cross. That's an unbelievable cross. Honestly, Willian doesn't know how to hit a cross like that. Willian genuinely has never hit a cross that good in his entire career, I don't think. Especially not for Arsenal. Oi, look at you, Edays. That's exactly what I like to see. Boy, a $10 US donation. Love that from you, bro. Saying Merry Christmas and keep up the good content, Laurenz, and up the chills. Bro, Merry Christmas to you too. I hope you're all able to celebrate it as much as you guys want. That would be, of course, brilliant. And if you're not, you'll get through it. Everything will be all right. Don't worry about it. You know, I'll try to provide content for you to keep you busy. But I appreciate the donation a lot, bro. I really, really do. What do you think about the news linking us with Haaland? I don't know. I think it's too early to actually judge that, to actually read too much into it with Haaland. I don't know. I mean, he's again, what's the word? Represented by Mino Raiola, which obviously I'm not a fan of, as a lot of you might know. So that is the tough one that I'm not a big fan of. But hey, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But let's continue talking about Tammy, and then I'll get to more of your guys' comments. So Tammy Abraham, what does he do? He can move out wide, play on the right, play on the left, whip in those crosses. He actually has the pace and the dribbling ability. Sometimes lacks the physicality because sometimes it seems like he's a bit too tall for himself, but he can still offer it. If you play Olivier Giroud up top, he will always stay in the middle. And if you think about the last two games, Timo Werner obviously keeps missing chances, right? Whether it was Newcastle, whether it was Rennes, whether it was, I don't know, all of the games recently, right? But against Wolves, against Everton, he didn't have a single chance, basically. I can't remember Leeds fully. He had chances, but the most chances he had in that game was later on when Giroud wasn't on the pitch anymore, if you think about that, right? So when Giroud played with him against Everton and Wolves, Werner didn't actually have a single chance. And why is that? Because Giroud is a proper focal point, a proper target man striker that stays there and always occupies that space that Werner actually wants to drift into. And what Tammy Abraham allows is because he can be up there. For example, for the second goal, a long goal kick by Edouard Mendy. He chest it down right to Mason Mount perfectly. Deals with the centre back. He's improved so tremendously at his hold up play. He chests it down perfectly, like honestly perfect accuracy as well. And then we move, and then we end up scoring from that. But because he can move, he can do those things, move around. And the thing, Tammy Abraham scores goals. Tammy Abraham is the second youngest player to ever reach 20 goals for Chelsea Football Club. Or 25 goals for Chelsea. Only behind Eden Hazard. Right? Think about that. Honestly, think about this. No, I'm not saying here saying Tammy Abraham will be as good as Didier Drogba. I'm not saying Tammy Abraham is right now as good as Erling Haaland or I don't know what other examples there are to give. But he's still good. And people, in my opinion, give him way too much grief. And unlike people say Timo Werner is still our best player and this and that. Tammy Abraham is just one goal off him. Olivier Giroud is just one goal off Timo Werner, right? So these people saying Werner is still crucial. I mean, yes, he is. Don't get me wrong at all. Of course he's crucial. And the second he starts actually scoring goals again and taking his chances, he will be incredibly vital to Chelsea Football Club. But for the time being, Tammy does a great job. Because Tammy gives us the mix of all of it and allows Werner to actually come central and not be a full-on left winger. Because when Giroud plays up top and Werner plays out wide, he actually has to be a proper left winger. And that's when Werner is really bad, because he just can't do that. He doesn't have the dribbling to do it, he doesn't have the crossing to do it, and he doesn't have the passing to do it. But once he can, because his movement is outrageously good. You guys know I like to criticize Timo Werner, but his movement is outrageously good, other than for that cross by Mason Mount early. It's really, really good. But Tammy allows him to use that space and still scores goals. Yeah, he doesn't take every chance, but neither does Giroud, and neither does certainly Timo Werner. And, you know, yesterday's goals were incredibly crucial, because I'm very convinced that if we don't get that second and eventually third goal, that remains 1-0, we concede an equaliser somehow late on. And I would have been fuming. I think all of us would have been fuming. Timo and Havertz will come. We have to be patient. I completely agree with this. It just has to, it will take a little longer, sadly, especially with Timo, I think. Watching Werner yesterday made me cry apart from the last 5 minutes. It's kind of true. Yeah, Timo had one shot late on, obviously, that he smashed against the bar. Even I wasn't giving him grief for that. To be honest, Samad, I kind of agree with this. You know, we work poor. Work really poor for the most part. Watkins or Tammy or DLC, all around the same age and young target men. Yeah, I mean, Watkins has pace over both of them, I would say. But yeah, Tammy is being played based on merit and always has been, unlike Werner. I mean, no, the reason Timo Werner is played mostly right now is because we don't have any available players. So, you know, that's something. Tammy's height makes him like a wet noodle. He bends back and forth when he moves. It's kind of true. It's kind of true. And he will improve on that. And he needs to improve on that. But it will come. The guy's only 23, right? We can't just expect these players to be the finished product and the perfect player at 23 already. That would be unreasonable. That would be unreasonable. When are you going to do a video with Younes, mate? I keep forgetting. People are busy. People are not busy. People are busy. TK13 saying, I'm not hating on Jorginho as a player, but in my opinion, he doesn't fit Lampard's system or has the ability to keep up with the pace and physicality of Premier League. Defensively, he's a liability as a number 6. I think, first of all, Jorginho is extremely underrated defensively, in my opinion. Obviously, when people hit us on the break, that's when he struggles because he doesn't have the pace. But sometimes I think his teammates expect a little bit too much from him. There is moments when he's clearly about to be under so much pressure and no one offers a passing opportunity for him to just pass the ball to. And when Kante plays, someone always offers that, because with Kante they expect it. And this isn't any criticism of N'Golo Kante. This is just how players act differently to different players being on the ball. It's just how it works. It's just how it works. And mind you, Tammy could have probably had 3 goals yesterday as well, because the one moment, the biggest chance that Timo Werner had was when he was 1-1 with the keeper, Christian Pulisic, doing incredible work. Christian Pulisic had Tammy Abraham to his right and Timo Werner to his left. Chose to play in Werner. Werner had a poor first touch and had an even worse shot. Tammy on his right, I guarantee he scores. So, you know, that's that. That's that. Do you think Frank would have benched Werner if our wingers were fit? I don't know, but I hope so. I can only give him the benefit of the doubt. And, you know, I hope so. I agree. Jorginho is bashed unfairly, real reasons. See, that's the thing. If people only were like somewhat reasonable with Jorginho, like, not that I'm not saying TK13 is like outrageous or whatever, but people can't just like expect everything from a player and then just go super harsh on him. Like for example, this comment here: Jorginho passed the West Ham players without any pressure 2 or 3 times yet yesterday and almost cost us a goal. He did do those things. That's exactly what I mentioned earlier. He made mistakes that he shouldn't have made. I agree, he made mistakes that he shouldn't have made. But when N'Golo Kante does that, and he does every game lose the ball and pass the ball to the opponent, everyone excuses it. And obviously Kante does other things. But if you're going to criticise passing to the opponent and misplacing a pass, you should criticise every player for doing that, not just Jorginho. And that's the big difference. And to be fair, 2 of those 3 times was trying risky balls that, you know, TK13 said he never does. So most of the time that was that. We need Ziyech badly, I agree. Sachin and Kante never does, is my point. Tammy starting in the first place was a surprise. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It was a surprise. But hey, how good did that go? What's your starting lineup for Arsenal lineup? That's a tough one. I guess tune into my preview that will go out on Christmas Day, even though I will record it tomorrow. But let me just run you through it quickly. Well, presumably Reece James and Ben Chilwell aren't fit. So same back five as you had yesterday when Chilwell came off. Mendy, Thiago Silva, Zouma, Aspi and Emerson. I guess that's what we have to do. I will play Kante, Cover and Mount. If available, I will play Pulisic, Tammy. I can't start him right now. As much as I want him to start because I feel like Arsenal is a good game for him, I don't think Werner warrants starting right now. So if Ziyech is available, Pulisic on the left, Ziyech on the right, Tammy up top, or Werner up top. But because I don't think Ziyech will start and I don't think Frank will start Hudson-Odoi, I think Werner will be on the wing again. I just think that's what it's going to be. Yo, bro, just realised you were streaming, missed the last 20 minutes. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, TMX Oblivion. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. Support Timo Werner, Red Pill Lens. Hey, Red Pill. I didn't put him in the title today. I didn't bash him. I'm just going to say what I thought. But I'm not going to find any particular, things to criticise him about. But Jorginho is supposed to be the past master. Yeah, of course. But he's also not supposed to be good defensively. And if you look at his stats, he's actually really good defensively. But people don't give him credit for that either. Why do we play up front against... Who do we play up front against Agent Luis, Tammy or Werner, assuming Hudson-Odoi or Ziyech are fit? Well, if Ziyech is fit, I would say Tammy. Well, no, actually, up top, it's always going to be Tammy, personally, in my opinion. Will we have AFTV versus Blues Fans TV previews? Because of Tier 4 and because of Christmas, I'm not sure at this moment in time. I don't think so, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Shaking my head. So what? He should just be perfect. You're exactly what is wrong with Chelsea fan ways. All right. Real reasons you need to relax as well. Obviously, there is some things that Jorginho should be criticised on, as should every player, but that's the only thing I don't like. People criticise Jorginho for things that they don't criticise other players for, and that I find personally a bit weird. If Kante misplaces the pass, he has the energy to get the ball back. I mean, okay, TK13, that is a very fair point, but that doesn't excuse the losing the ball. Like you say that, Jorginho lost the ball, but we also didn't concede, so someone else won the ball back for him. And don't tell me Kante wins the ball back for himself every time either. And sometimes he gives away a foul, we concede from the foul. It has happened before, and he got booked as well. So, it's kind of thing. Tammy still getting slander, even though he saved us yesterday, and yet again Werner is getting protected. Bro, it's outrageous. It's outrageous, Red Pill. Tammy's underappreciated. Tammy isn't the second coming of, I don't know, Thierry Henry. Of course he isn't. Not of Sergio Aguero. But he's a really good player. He's a really good player that is underappreciated and does good things for Chelsea Football Club, especially when you have a striker like Timo Werner playing out wide. Is that. Loz, I'm being honest, Mount is better on the wing than Timo. Mount not scapegoated for way less than Werner on the wing. Oh yeah, for sure, Ben. Of course, for sure that is 100% true. I completely agree with this statement. Mount is definitely better than Werner. The difference is, Werner would actually not be bad on the wing with Tammy up top, not with Giroud, with Tammy up top, if he just took his chances. We could, for the last 6 or 7 games, in every single game other than Everton and Wolves, and even Spurs, because he should have just stayed onside, we could have spoken about Timo Werner scoring at least a goal, and most of the time 2, 3, if not 4 goals in every single one of the last 4 games. You can't expect any striker to take every single chance they get, of course, but he should take at least 50, 60, 70% of them. He should. And it's disappointing. So Timo on the wing is okay once he starts taking chances. But at the moment, it's an issue. Have you seen the AFTV versus Troops beef between? By the way, it's class. No, I haven't, bro. I haven't seen any of that. Laurenz saying, my team is Mendy, Aspi, Zouma, Thiago, Emerson, Kante, Cover, Mount, Ziyech, Giroud, Pulisic. Sorry, Laurenz, but how, after this performance, after these important goals, how can you explain to start Giroud now? Because after the Sevilla game, everyone was saying Giroud has to start now. He's earned it. Hasn't Tammy Abraham earned his start against Arsenal yesterday? I think he did. And let's not forget, Tammy Abraham scored the winner at Arsenal last season. Let's not forget that. Let's not absolutely forget that. When DT threw his phone across the room, I fully went off my chair. I didn't watch it, but yeah. Havertz, for the small time, he was looked decent finally. It's true. I mean, he looked decent at Burnley. He was really good at Burnley, I thought. But yeah, Jorginho is another scapegoat. He didn't play the best, but the slander was unreal. Jorginho's long pass lacked power, but people use that to abuse him. It's true. It's a very good assessment, Ben. His long passes do lack power, and that is sometimes a bit disappointing. I think Pulisic has been our most direct player, but sometimes he doesn't look up to find someone sometimes. I'm sure he'll get better. Yeah, this is something I want to talk about as well. Pulisic, in my opinion, he's been really impressive. If you think about it, Christian Pulisic has been out. I mean, he was back for 3 games. But we are, 23, 24 games into the season? And until the last 2, he's featured in 3 of them. 3. And to come back the way he did is so impressive to me. He's come back, and most of the time, he doesn't look like he's struggling. He doesn't look like, he looks like his final touch, his final shot, his final pass isn't quite there. But he still looks like a best player the second he's on the pitch, and I find that super, super impressive. Honestly, I'm very, very happy about that. And someone just reminded me, Ben Chilwell. Let's talk about that. Reports came out by Matt Law, the Telegraph, so it doesn't really get much more reliable than that, to be honest. Why is that wobbling like crazy? It doesn't really get much more reliable than that, does it? And he said Ben Chilwell's injury isn't that serious. It isn't that serious. It's nothing broken. There's no ligament torn. It might be some ligament damage, but there's no ligament torn. So they're expecting him to be back probably within the next 2 weeks or in 2 weeks, which will still make him miss the Arsenal game, the Villa game, the City game, and possibly the one after that. But at least he won't be out for too long, which of course is still disappointing. But hey, it's still better than if he was out for 2 months, right? Still disagree with the logic of playing Pulisic out of his best position, but I'm starting to wonder if Lampard to ensure he doesn't overwork his hammy too quickly. If that's the case, I get it. I don't really see if Pulisic would actually significantly run less, work less on the right than he would on the left. I don't think so. But maybe it's something we haven't thought about. Fair enough, fair enough. I'm praying good luck for Havertz. I don't really think he needs luck, but hey. Whenever a player fouls Pulisic, I'm terrified. I think Rice fouled him quite hard at the start of the game. Yeah, he did. But Pulisic doesn't get injured from fouls. Pulisic just tears his hamstring. You don't tear a muscle when you get fouled. It doesn't really happen. Assuming we buy Declan Rice, what's your start in midfield? 3 look like. Declan Rice, even if we sign him, doesn't start straight away, in my opinion, because it's Kante or Rice, right? Unless Rice starts at centre-back, it's Kante or Rice. You can't have both. You won't have both. So, that's that. That is that. Let's pray Chilwell is now for too long, like I said, 2 weeks. Same with James, because Emerson is not good enough. Alonso is genuinely a pub league player. His pace is a disgrace to the game. I couldn't agree more with this statement, Edwin. I couldn't agree more with this statement. Yeah, let's hope he's not out for too long. I like Emerson, actually. I think he's quite decent. I quite enjoy him. But he's just not of the level that we need him to be. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this right now, please be sure to subscribe. That'd be massively appreciated from all of you guys. And smash the like button right now. I see over 40 people watching right now, but only 18 likes. So everyone go down below and smash the like button if you haven't already. TMX Oblivion saying, Pulisic always looks so passionate and I love it. He tries everything he can for the team. For sure. Have you watched that Werner first miss again? We were 3-1. Pulisic kept on delaying the pass and didn't release Timo earlier. The pass was behind him and he had to adjust to take it in his stride. Mate, honestly, if you're going to find excuses like that, you might as well leave. Because I'm not going to accept that. Timo Werner is a £50 million striker that scored 34 goals last season. And he was being talked about as one of the best strikers in the game. He finished 4th in the Golden Boot race last season. 4th, behind Lewandowski. I can't remember who the other ones are. 4th. And you're telling me he needs the perfect pass every time to score. If you need the perfect pass to score, you're never going to score bloody goals. Because the perfect pass is very, very, very rare. And also, just control the ball better. Did you see his first touch, how fucking awful it was? It doesn't help if you can't control the ball. And if you watch the game back, please count for me how many actually good touches Timo Werner had. I would say not more than 5. I would say not more than 5. So if you're going to come at me with excuses like that, that's absolute bollocks. I agree with that part. The Pulisic should have played Tammy in. And I agree, because that would have been a better option just because Tammy actually scores goals. And I agree that he should have released Werner earlier. But just because Pulisic didn't do that perfectly right does not excuse Timo Werner for that miss. You can't find excuses like that. That is outrageous. I'm sorry, TK. I respect you. You usually have good things to say, but that is outrageous. You can't excuse that. You can't keep excusing a guy that has had 10 misses since he last scored. 10 sitters. 10. Think about that. 10 misses. 9 games he hasn't scored, and this is outrageous. Honestly, it's outrageous. You can't say that shit. You honestly can't. Yeah, honestly. I went a bit mental then, but hey, is what it is. I have to find back where I was. Hey. Tammy scores and he's lucky. Giroud scores and he's world-class movement. These are all the double standards this fan base is working with. This is true. This is true. The only thing Tammy is actually awful at is in the air. But we know that. Love us beat, but man was literally playing right centre back. Cresswell got so many crosses in, and we are so lucky to have Reece. Yeah, I agree with this. Both defensively and offensively, Aspie was too central. Defensively, it still worked. We kept the clean sheet, and they didn't have a single shot on target. Whether Cresswell crossed the ball or not, we stopped them from actually getting on the end of those crosses, so that's acceptable for me. But yeah, offensively, it annoyed me a little bit. Emerson defensively switches off and loses his man at the back post. Average going forward and poor at the back. I don't think poor at the back is quite it, but he certainly does switch off sometimes. I agree with this. He's a bit lackadaisical. He does switch off too much. I agree. But I still don't think he's awful. Pulisic is still our best player out of all signings. Shows what a talent we bought, and he still doesn't get talked about enough. For sure. Even in bro, you saying, how you doing? How you doing? I think Frank started Tammy this game, so Oli starts next. I don't know, because Tammy's performance, in my opinion, deserves to start again. Just like Oli only started at Sevilla to give Tammy a rest. Oli scored 4 goals and had to start the next games. That's how it goes, mate. That's how it goes. Red Pill saying, Tammy, Mount, Jorginho, same problem with the fan base. With these players, it's always they shit or they brilliant. So much over-exaggeration to prove a point. Never any balance. True. True. Piss Take Central. To be fair, I wasn't actually trying to talk about Werner, but people kept talking about him in the chat. I was actually trying to not talk about him basically at all today, but it wasn't happening. I think with Timo, it's all in his head. He just needs to get a goal or two, and he will get going, I reckon. Yeah, I agree. He just needs to actually get those goals. He actually just needs to go get those goals. That's the issue. But yo, just stuck in my throat. Pulisic passed it perfectly to him, in my opinion. Fair enough, he delayed it, but he still passed it perfectly to him as the defender moved away from Werner. That is true. So what TK13 meant is he didn't pass it perfectly for Werner, because everything has to evolve around Werner and you have to just do everything for him. Everything has to be perfect for him. It doesn't have to be perfect for Tammy Abraham when he plays up top. No, but for Timo Werner, obviously everything has to be perfect. You have to play him the perfect ball. Otherwise, we have to like pat him on his little back and just say, "Oh, it's all right, boy. It's all right. You do okay next time." Nah, shit touch, shit finish, outrageous. Simple as that. Creativity in attacking is needed. Always waiting for Ziyech to come back doesn't work. I mean, it's true, but we scored 3 goals yesterday. But yeah, no, you're right. You know, there's a lot of things that need to improve. Whether it's the likes of Kovacic, Mount, whoever plays in the number 8 roles, Kaya, or the wingers, we need to improve, for sure. Bin, Jorginho, get Declan, and we are strong. Not quite that simple, but yeah. In my opinion, Pulisic delayed that pass to Timo to spare him from more chances to screw things up. Lord. I mean, it's a bit harsh because at the end, he still passed it to him when Tammy was actually in a better position. But hey-ho. I hope Werner has saved his masterclass for Arsenal, but that would be brilliant. Yeah, it would be. It bloody would be. I bloody hope so, guys. Honestly, hope so. At this point, need to see Werner up top. We still, as a fan base, haven't seen potential of a Pulisic-Werner Ziyech front three. No, we haven't, but I don't think Arsenal is the game for that. I think Livramento is one to watch. Brilliant player. I haven't seen enough of him to really judge that. Pulisic, Sangana, Bishop makes him a definite candidate for captaincy. I don't know about that one. Remember the Tammy slander after he missed a few half chances against Spurs? This fan base needs to shake their head. Mate, this is exactly... Honestly, this slander for Tammy after that Spurs game is the main reason why I started to be so angry at Timo Werner. Because I'm like, how on earth... Everyone stated him, racially abusing him, wishing death upon him, insulting him, insulting his family. Obviously, this isn't everybody, right? And it was obviously the vocal minority, as it always is, right? But then to excuse everything Werner does is just outrageous. And like I said, I've spoken about this before. I don't know whether it's racism. I don't know whether it's because we signed the one guy and the other guy came from the academy and we don't believe in our academy. It's honestly outrageous. You look at the ability Timo has and the confidence, he will be good, I'm sure. Yeah, if he starts scoring, yes. But he needs to actually start scoring. I said it yesterday on the Blues Fans TV stream. If Timo gets a hat-trick against Arsenal, it's worth the wait. Yeah, for sure, for sure. What do you think of news that Chelsea are interested in Haaland? Sounds like Timo will be on the wings if that's the case, or change information to strikers. Now, first of all, I will want to wait to actually see that first, right? I need to see that first. I absolutely need to see that first before I believe any of that. Because Haaland isn't quite like Tammy that he moves out to actually open up space for Werner. If we sign Haaland, I think people in the club are already giving up on Werner, personally. Maybe people agree with this, disagree with this, but I think if we sign Haaland, that's it for Werner again. Sorry. Because I don't think we'll ever play a two striker formation consistently. Is Reece still getting an injury surgery? No, he isn't. The club decided that the surgery is the last course of action, and for the time being, we'll check to just let him rest it out, see it out. The swelling in the knee to calm down, and then let's see if we can go again. We'll see from there because the scans didn't come back particularly badly. And hey, we have 54 people watching today, which I love from all of you guys. So please be sure to subscribe and smash that like button right now. The idea that everybody hates Tammy, it's the majority is totally untrue. Or for sure, it's the vocal minority, but it's still harsh. Salah and Mane work off scraps when scoring, but people want things to be perfect for Werner. That's it. Well, bro. If one person hates on Tammy, that blows up, obviously. No, but mate, if you just go on Twitter and you see, and I just go by my replies, right? And obviously, only a certain kind of people follow me. And by the people I follow, right? But by the people I follow and by the people that reply to me, Tammy is bashed every single time. And the second I criticize Werner, everyone bashes me and defends Werner. I can only go by that. Piss Take Central. I can only go by that. Who would you start up front if Arsenal game was today? Werner, Giroud, Tammy. I just think that Timo is the fancy import who has scored 30 plus goals in the past, or not for Chelsea or in the Prem, and Tammy is just a lanky local kid. So yeah, that's it. That's the reason. Our ball control on the counter is poor. So what happens when we play teams better than us at possession? Well, we need to be better on the transitions. That's it. I keep saying this. And that's why Timo Werner, because Timo Werner, if we hit on the break, is amazing. He just needs to have a decent touch. And at the moment, he's even struggling with that. I have to bring this up, but our fan base are going in on Tammy when he gets frustrated after missing a chance. He's just passionate, for fuck's sake. Yeah, it's true. Willian to score an OG against Arsenal. I would, in a weird way, I would love it so much if we won that game 4-0. Willian on goal, David Luiz on goal, Werner goal, Havertz goal. I would love that. And a bit of Tammy to top it off. Chile is the main worry. I've been let down by Emerson time and time again, and I don't ever want to see Alonso. Thank God Frank stood with his banishment of Alonso. Yeah, I agree. Chile has to be back as soon as possible, but hey, we just have to hope that Emerson does a decent job for the time being. Racism might be a reason for some, but majority of black people like myself will agree Timo is better overall. Of course Timo is better overall. I've never disputed this. What are you talking about? But right now, in current form, and criticism of certain misses, whether you're a better player or a worse player, doesn't have any relevancy. If you miss a bigger chance, you should be criticised more than a guy that missed a much more difficult chance, surely. I don't quite get that. I like the fact that Tammy gets frustrated when he messed up because he always comes back. I don't understand why this fan base can't just back the players all the same. True. Tammy's ability is very underrated. Scored 15 goals in his first actual season in the league. Well, no. His first actual season was with Swansea. Let's not ignore that. I think he will become world class. Already has shown that he has improved from last season. It's true. He has improved drastically from last season, especially at the hold-up play. He really, really has. Why is it that our fan base doesn't have the patience for players from other leagues? For them to settle. Personally, I think Timo will improve in the second half of the season, going by his previous seasons. Loz, people think your Werner slander is political. Political? In what way? Brexit? Do people not know that I'm not even English? I don't have no idea. It's not political. I've admitted this before. Maybe some of you guys weren't here when I said this. I didn't like Werner before already. He played for RB Leipzig. I hate anything to do with Red Bull, whether it's in F1, whether it's in football. Anyway, I just hate it. And I just think he's a little bit of a clown, to be honest. Because RB Leipzig once played at Galatasaray in Turkey. And he asked to be sub-off because his ears hurt, because the fans were too loud. And no, he didn't play with an ear infection. And this is true. This actually happened. He asked to be subbed off because the fans were too loud. I can't respect that. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What do you think about Ampadu? Better prospect than Gilmore to you? Oh, I think they're completely different players, so I think that's a difficult one to judge, to be honest. People think Bellerin can outpace Werner. Mate, Bellerin can't even outpace himself. He played for RB Leipzig. That's it. Is this true? Yes, it is true. It is true. This is a fact. His ears. I don't know what was going on, but he asked to be subbed off because the fans were too loud. It's outrageous, honestly. It's outrageous. What do you think Chelsea will finish with the current squad? I think we'll come third. Another £4.99 donation. Love that from you, Dan. How you doing, bro? How you doing, bro? Seems if William cashes out his once-a-year masterclass versus us. Mate, don't even say things like that. I know you donated there, and I love that from you, bro. But Hey, you can't be doing that to me. You can't, you can't be doing that to me. You can't even say shit like that. Bro, you can't. Fair play, at least you're honest. Yeah, I am honest. I try to be. A lot of people are stereotype merchants. They have the idea in their heads that Tammy is a championship striker, so anything he does will never be good enough. It's true. It's true. We're praying Bellerin, William David Luiz start. Foul throws, corners not beating the first man, and red cards for days. Mate, it would be so funny. Although they had a red card against us last time with David Luiz, didn't they? And we still didn't beat them. Or whenever that game was, we still didn't beat them. So that pissed me off. That pissed me off. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're doing well. Hey, if you have any cheeky questions that you want to put in the chat, I don't know, if you want to do quick fires, if you want to do this or that, anything, just let's have a little chat. You know, we have a little bit of a laugh. Do you know what I mean? We just talk about it. Oh, that's why the expression, why expressions was waffling about Timo and his ears problems. Yes, that's it. People don't know about this, and I don't know why I haven't mentioned it yet. Because I guess I didn't want him to get slandered by Chelsea fans. I wanted to protect him a little bit, but now it's taking a piss a little bit. Pulisic just impressed me by starting back-to-back games. Yeah, for sure. William definitely going to turn into Ronaldo when he plays us. Boys, relax. We lost 2-1 with T-Rex arms kept attacks. Right, it's a bit harsh. I didn't actually mean the cup final. I meant when we drew 2-2. Didn't David Luiz get sent off in that? And we still drew 2-2. That was a bit annoying. Burnley could press high, but people would say they played the deep block. This is what we're dealing with when it comes to football fans. It's true, and that's one thing. People say Chelsea always press high. Mate, I haven't seen us press in about 4 games. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Werner won't complain about Man City fans at the Etihad. No, he won't. So I hope he scores there. But T-Rex sounds quite good, yeah. I'm giving Timo and Kai whole season improve. I mean, I'm not sat here saying, let's sell Timo Werner, let's sell Kai Havertz. No, by any means, right? People need to understand this. Yeah, I hate on him, and to some extent, it's also a bit banter at this point because it just makes me laugh. I'm just not even angry so much anymore. But if you think about it, yeah, he will come good. The amount of chances that guy has, he will have to start scoring at some point. He has proven it before. That's the small difference with Morata, because Morata had all of the chances, but Morata never had a high-scoring season. He's probably arguably having his highest scoring season at Juventus right now, and even now he's missing sitters. But like, Timo Werner has proven that he can score, and he keeps getting chances, so I have to praise him for that. He just needs to start scoring them and everything will be fine. We are looking to buy players, but we have players like Muyamba. Well, Muyamba tore his ACL 2 days after he joined Chelsea, and that's a tough one. But alongside Ampadu, Gilmore, we had a project, but now we're being linked with players left, right, and centre. Yeah, but mate, we still have both, right? We still have Reece James there. We still have Mason Mount in the team. We still have Tammy Abraham doing bits like yesterday. We have these players. You can't just have just the youngsters. You know, if you have just the youngsters, we won't compete with Liverpool, Man City soon. It just won't happen. Our record against Arsenal isn't great either. No, it isn't. But under Frank Lampard, we haven't lost a single London derby, so that's something. I've been on Werner's case for a while, but when he hit the crossbar yesterday, I just wanted to hug the guy. I felt sorry. Yeah, no, same. I agree. Because the crossbar one was different. The crossbar one wasn't a miss. He actually tried. He did well. Took the shot. Maybe waited a little bit too long. But people won't criticise him for that. They criticise Pulisic for waiting too long with the pass. But they won't criticise him for that. But yeah, he just smashed it against the crossbar. And I feel bad for him as well. Even I tweeted it, like, good effort. I won't criticise him for that. There's nothing I can talk about. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, to his ACL. Maybe it was his meniscus, not his ACL. But he did his knee. And follow him on Instagram. He did a long update on it recently. I just want Pulisic to remain healthy for a whole season. Healthy Pulisic all season would really put some jaw up in numbers. His potential has not been fully unlocked yet. Oh no, it's nowhere near fully unlocked. Declan Rice went over to Lampard after the game, did he? Did he actually? That's sick. Well, I hope they sorted a January transfer. That'd be nice, because I just want us to have more players. I mean, to be honest, we don't need it right now. Let's be honest, we don't need him immediately, but it would just still be good. I still want a winger. And someone said this earlier in the chat. I don't know if anyone can confirm this to me, right? But is Memphis Depay from Lyon actually available for 5 million? If that is true, all over it, please, right now. Hey, go on then. Bro, I'm make a try not to cry of clips of Werner. I feel so bad for the guy. Don't feel bad for the guy anyways. Lozzie went straight over to him straight away, did he? He was telling Frank about why he should sign him, while Frank knows everything about him. Hey, why not? Do your thing, bro. Do your thing, Dak. I love Declan Rice anyways. He's a sick dude. I'm not a fan of the F2. If they ever want to collab with me, hey, still go on then. Big jizzer. But he did a collab with them once. And first of all, he's a lovely guy. He's just a funny guy. Also, all of the other stuff he does. But the guy's brilliant at football. Like, technically, like, you know, a little bit of swaz and tackles, as they like to say, innit? I'm sorry to say, but when I see Werner with the ball in the final third, I get worried. Pray he gets his confidence back. Hey, you say that. No confidence made him have the worst shot I've ever seen yesterday, and it turned out to be a brilliant assist for Tammy Abraham. So, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. He just needs to start shooting from distance. Because if he shoots from too close to goal, he can't accidentally pass it to someone. Chiz, our best player at Arsenal in the on the ball. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. But ladies and gentlemen, we still have 51 people watching, which I do appreciate. We had 2 donations as well today, which is just absolutely brilliant. Even though this second one hasn't showed up to me here. It's a bit strange. But anyways, I really appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in. So please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I feel like the lighting was a little bit too bright today. I don't know why. I do apologise for that. Have it as usual. So I don't know why it is happening. Maybe it just seems like that to me. But anyway, subscribe and smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Do that now. The one thing about Declan is with his interviews, he's just himself. He doesn't act all political. It's true. It's true. Do you think Timo is faster than Aubameyang? I think over the first few yards, yes. I think long distance, Aubameyang is probably a little bit faster. Timo Werner has a similar condition to vertigo, like where loud noises aggravate his balance. Oh, you can't say that, bro. Now you're just making me look bad. You're just making me look bad. Also, why doesn't he play with earplugs then? Do you know what I mean, bro? Don't end stream yet. Just join. Oi. Alright, Sisin. If you're gonna use the super chat function, I won't end the chat. Hey, we gotta get the P's in, innit? I agree. The Tottenham shot, he got it out of his feet quick enough in the Carabao Cup. Yeah, he did. He did. He can do it. He just doesn't do it all the bloody time. Do you think Kovacic is overrated? No, I think he's underrated. Him and Jorginho doesn't fit the system. Has poor end product and should be sold. I think Gilmore, Ampadu and Gallagher are better options. But I think Ampadu has completely nothing to do with Kovacic. And do I agree that Gallagher, Gilmore could long term be just there instead of Kovacic? Yeah. But I think to say Kovacic is... Well, actually, no. Maybe Kovacic is actually overrated. Because some people rate him weirdly highly. But in general, I think he's underrated. Because he does things that no one else does in a midfield. Yeah. But I do agree. He needs a little bit of more end product. That's the frustrating one. In the second to last international break, he scored 2 goals in one game for Croatia. Both brilliant goals. When has he ever done that for us? And the game after that, he had a wonderful assist. It's a dodgy one. It's a bit of a dodgy one, honestly. It's a dodgy one. But... yeah, guys, let's do a couple of more questions, a couple of more like quick questions, short questions. Then I'm going to leave it there because hey, we've already been going for almost an hour. People are starting to tune out, so it is what it is. So watch a compilation of Ruben today and remembered how good he used to be. I hope he makes a comeback, mate. I just hope so. I just bloody hope so. I love the man so much. I just hope he manages to come back somehow. But at the moment, it's not really working for him. What shirt number do you think Kai will take in the future? Mason will most likely get the number 8. Oh, I hope Mason gets it. I think Kai likes the 29. Otherwise, why does he... I don't know if there's a particular reason he has the 29. I had 29 at Leverkusen as well. I mean, he'd probably take the... I mean, he won't take the 10 because Pulisic has it. I don't know. I think 29, if he enjoys that number, just keep him that number, innit? I don't really care. Ralph Lewandowski, but when he is going to... Where is he going to fit if he comes back? Gallagher looks better than him. Nah, bro. Ruben Loftus-Cheek at the height of his potential is better than any player at Chelsea Football Club right now. I don't care what anyone says. Better than Havertz, and I mean this. Better than Havertz, better than Werner, better than Pulisic, better than anybody. But I'm also a fanboy of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, so I'm biased. Wait, what's with all this Werner hearing thing? Yeah, I don't know about this. This is the first time I'm hearing about that, so I don't know if that's actually true. I care about the numbers. I can't stand Kante as a 7. Oh, bro, I agree with this. Kante as a 7 is outrageous. I can't handle this. Why Hudson-Odoi did not replace Werner? I don't know. I guess because because Kai is more important to get a couple of minutes. I don't know. Another $2 donation, bro. I'm Sudan. I hope you well. Are you actually from Sudan but live in America? Let me know in the chat, please, bro. But in the $2 donation, he said, if we don't beat Arsenal, we better win the bloody league. I mean, how about both, mate? How about we beat Arsenal and we win the league? I'd be a fan of that. I'd be a fan of that. Is it just me or does the number 17 just fit cover perfectly? It does. I agree. How long for these signings to mount a consistent title challenge and go on to win? We should get 3 reliable formations just in case of injuries. we should and we would definitely have 2 reliable formations at least had we had a proper preseason. This season, everything's a bit different, isn't it? This season, everything's a bit different. I'm getting bad vibes from the Arsenal game. Bro, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Stop jinxing it, ladies and gentlemen. Stop jinxing it. Kante should be number 5 and Cho should get number 7. I'm not sure about Hudson-Odoi. His name is way too long to have a 7. In my opinion. I think Pulisic is much more of a 7. Personally. Or an 11. Obviously, Werner is the 11. We don't really have a proper 7. I don't really fancy Hudson-Odoi with the 7 because his name's too long and it looks weird. It looks weird. Laurenz collab with George Benson. Hey, I get involved with him. Let me know. Message him, innit? Message him. Tweet him so much until... Like, we follow each other in that. But, you know, it's sometimes tricky. Do you think West Ham would accept Jorginho plus... Mate, Jorginho... Stop talking about Jorginho going to West Ham. What are you talking about? Usually bottle against teams in poor form. Hope it's not the same for Arsenal, mate. I hope so as well. I hope so as well. Reece James should have number 2. Get that clown Rudy go of it. I don't really care. No, but even Reece James... I mean, the name James would fit a small number. But his shoulders, the size of him maybe wouldn't. I don't know. I don't really care what number he has, to be honest. Callum is a tricky winger. When I think of a 7, I think of Ronaldo at United. Yeah, that's true. I think of Ronaldo at Madrid, but yeah. Name one realistic transfer position we can make this transfer window to improve the team. Well, apparently, we can get bloody Memphis Depay for 5 million, but I don't know if that's true. Do you think Alonso deserves to be exiled from the team after the West Brom game? Mate, I think Alonso deserves to be exiled from the team after the title-winning season at Conte because he's been so bad ever since. I'm leaving you to America. I am planning to visit London in a year and a half. Mate, hopefully the situation allows it, and that's it. Chilwell should get 3. Should get 3, get Alonso out. Don't know what that means, but yeah. I think a conversation in Chelsea between you and Eunice Talks Football would be amazing. You are both too intellectual. Hey, I tried to make it happen. It's been annoying watching Anna recently. If it was at a position, I'm making at least 5. Hey, go on, bro. Ben Stokes agreed. Alonso should be binned. Yeah, he has been binned. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it here. Even if, how long have you been a Chelsea fan for? 16 years. 15 years. 15 and a half years, let's say. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to everybody that has tuned in. I had a good time as well. Again, have a good evening. Have a good Christmas. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Help me reach 7,500 subs, 8,000 subs along the way. Smash the like button if you're still here or if you're watching this later on as a video. And like I said, Merry Christmas to all of you that are celebrating. I hope wherever you are, you can celebrate it too, however you wish. And if you can't, hey, you know, watch my preview on Christmas Day on Blues Fans TV. You know, we get everything involved. You'll get through it. Everything will be all right. So I appreciate the support all the time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up the Chelsea, and I'll see you next time.